What does it take to attract top talent? How can companies keep ahead of other competitors? Well, one thing we just learned, Bill George, senior fellow at Harvard Business School, former Medtronic chairman, is that attracting top talent may have something to do with stock price.
Well,
right?
Tyler, I think it has to do with a lot more than stock price, and I don't even agree with the idea it has to do with perks. I think it's about the kind of environment you create for people to come in and make a difference. You're dealing with millennials and Gen Xers. They want to make an immediate impact. They want to make a difference, and that's more than the compensation. They're smart enough that the compensation will follow, but they don't want to stand in line in some highly structured bureaucracy. And so the bureaucracies are tumbling rapidly. They want to work in a horizontal organization. I visited Google a couple times recently. It's a brilliant horizontal organization where you have interdependent teams. One day you're on this team, next day on the next team. But each team is really doing something really exciting. That's what they're looking for. Perks won't hold them for very long. They'll go away very quickly, or they'll even out. Anyone can have a bad workplace and good perks.
My experience with younger workers, as the old guy that I am, is that they don't want to get stuck, right? They don't want to get stuck. They want to do stuff now. Maybe do stuff that's beyond their abilities now, but they want to do it nonetheless. But they also, obviously, there's no coincidence there. The good companies have very good stock returns, and they'd like to go to a place where they can make some money, too.
Well, but Tyler, which is the chicken and which is the egg? I think they have good stock returns because they create a great workplace with great people that are motivated to do something. That's why an Accenture performed well. That's why, Facebook is doing so well. Mark's created a great environment there. That's what we try to do at Medtronic, is create the environment where the best people want to work. You know you're working on something really important, and you give a shot right now. I had a chance to run a division of Litton Industries at 27 years old to start the consumer microwave oven business when there wasn't any. It was a great opportunity. We went from 10 to 200 million in about 5-6 years. It was a great opportunity. That's what they're looking for today. So I always tell people, go ahead.
So I was going to say, there was not one microwave oven manufacturing company on that list of the great places to work. So are some people being overly swayed by the idea that here's the hot Amazon, the Google, the Facebook, and so forth, and might they be overlooking? They downgraded Procter & Gamble, energy companies. You're on Exxon's board. They don't want to go there. Boring, bad. But maybe they're overlooking some great opportunities in places that you might not expect.
You have that right. Because Exxon, you can go out, if you really love the business, you can go out and explore for oil and take on really challenging things. Yeah, I think so. But people are a little uncertain. They're insecure, and they tend to fly like birds that fly in a flock. They may fly this way or that way. They always wanted to go to work for hedge funds. Now the hedge funds are out, so they want to go to Silicon Valley. I think there is that tendency, and I think there are overlooking. J&J was on the list. That is a great company. They want to go to work for J&J.
We're going to put a chyron up, Bill, that says millennials are flockers, okay? Let's go on to Brexit. You are on Goldman's board. You've been, obviously must have been in some discussions there about what is going to happen, what the likely consequences are. I know Goldman has big plans to build a big financial center in London. What's going to happen, and how are American companies going to be affected?
Well, I just talked this morning to Michael Sherwood, who's head of not just Britain, but all of Europe and all the emerging markets for Goldman, all the way in Russia and everything else. And what he told me is that it is shifting in the favor of the people who want to remain. That is the good news, and that's why I think the stocks are up today. But if they did exit, it's going to be, I think, really a big decline for what was Great Britain. Will start to shrink and become an island mentality. Right now, the big European banks, Goldman's not going to leave. They have this $1 billion or close to $1 billion are putting into a headquarters. We're going to stay. We got 6,000 of our staff members. We're going to have more offices all over Europe and the Middle East and Africa. If this happens, that's not our choice. Because London itself has become one of the great financial capitals of the world alongside New York. And it's one of the most diverse places in the world. And so the real problem in Britain are in the hinterlands, much like in the U.S. I think these are big issues where manufacturing jobs are not as prevalent. So, but I think I hope they will stay, because it could really hurt the European Commission, which was really put together, Tyler, to bring peace to Europe after hundreds of years of war and the aftermath of World War II. Jean Monnet and the people that put it together.
Right.
It was really started with peace and then economic union, and Britain needs to be a part of that.
All right. Bill George, thank you for joining us from Minneapolis.
Thank you, Tyler.
Today. Brian.